Hey guys, I am back, and we get this one. I've already heard somebody say they can't wait to see me open up this box, which means it's probably, I don't know, I don't even want to say it. It's gonna be interesting, yay! So, this box comes to, I have it backwards. This box comes to us courtesy of an awesome viewer, Steve, who, when I said I was canceling, he said, what if I have my subscription sent to you and you continue the unboxings? And I said, if you really want to do that, then okay. So thank you, Steve, for your cool all-around dudeness and generosity. We're going to get into this box and see what October has for us. See what Halloween pranks Battlebox has to play on its subscribers. This is the Pro Plus. Maybe I didn't have it backwards. No, I didn't. That's weird. There's tape on that side for no reason whatsoever. I had it the right way in the first place. It's a heavy box, so I wonder what that means in terms of what's in there. I guess we'll just have to find out. Here we go. Battlebox Mission 68. This is a metal gas can. That's interesting. So mission brief 68 in the Pro Plus. Let's just see what we have at the end. Oh, there's an actual knife. How cool. It looks like there's two cutting things. Nice. Okay. So what's up, Battleboxers? It's October, time for mission 68. All right. There's a deer skull. Cool. We at the at Patriot Armory and Coatings would dip that in some cool hydrographics. Looks like there's some potentially interesting things. What do we got? The Advanced box is one item, the Pro box is one item, and then the Pro Plus. Great. Yeah, the basic is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you get a patch. Awesome. That's a patch. You get a patch, but it's free. Good. Cool. All right, let me get everything out of the box, and then we will start looking over it all. Okay, so we've got our new mission book. Like, I wonder how much more money, now this is just a question, how much more do they spend on this booklet than the original just plain old mission card, and they take that money out of the box, you know what I mean? But anyway, all right, so let's start with the basic box, because as we know, or as you might not know, you know, if you're new to this, Battlebox comes in 4 flavors. You've got the basic, the advanced, the Pro, and the Pro Plus. So if you get a higher level box, you get that item and everything that comes before it. So we are looking at the Pro Plus. So we've got everything in this little booklet. So we've got the Blaze Defense BDS 40 Fire Aid Mark V. So tactical fire suppression situations, not your regular fire suppression situations, or even your strategic fire suppression situations. This is for your tactical fire suppression situations. So the fact that they added tactical in here for no reason whatsoever automatically makes me want to throw this across the room. What is tactical fire suppression as opposed to any other fire suppression? I don't know. You got me. Fancy marketing term. That means nothing in this case. Why not? The container is black. I don't know. That could make it tactical. I don't know. It says do not use on electrical fires. So is this just basically pressurized water in this can? Is that what this is? It's a foam wetting agent mixture. Surfactants it's a proprietary blend of ingredients. So what that means is you don't get to know what you're about to spray on the fire. You just got to take their word for it. But there's no reason to think it's not good. Non-toxic, non-corrosive, rapid suppression of flames while cooling the surfaces on contact as well. It's $21.99. You know, that's not bad, but you can also get a much larger, less tactical, good old-fashioned red fire extinguisher for about the same price. I honestly don't know what makes this better or worse or anything. Is it Is it a good thing to have a fire extinguisher when you're traveling around? Of course. Is this in this small size somehow more effective? I mean, you know, if you're going to throw it in your pack, yeah, sure. But what if your fire is bigger than this thing? I don't know. I'm honestly not trying to talk smack about this thing. But the minute they said it's ideal for tactical fire suppression, I was just like, any credibility this thing might have with me is out the window. And that's probably Battlbox, not these guys that did that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Tactical fire suppression. Like there's, you know, some hardcore operator firefighters running around. I don't know. I like the idea, but this company has strayed so far off of, you know, OAF, you know, tactical stuff anyway. Why not just say, here is a really cool, pack-friendly fire extinguisher to take on your adventure? Enough said. Why try to sell it stupid? You guys remember when I was the biggest Battlebox fanboy and I loved everything that came in the box? And I was just like, oh my god, it's so great, it's so cool. Yeah, but you know what? I'll put this in I like it. Because it's useful to have, whether you're tactically fighting fires or overtly fighting fires. There you go. So there's one item. Let's look at the Battletech, they might as well say Battlebox, Molly gear pouch for $9.95. Now it's a gear pouch. Oh look, they even have a picture of the little fire suppressant in it. Is this any different than any other tactical gear pouch on the market? I don't know. How much do you want to bet it's made in China, which is not on the surface a bad thing, but it is a standard here, since they have a picture of this thing in there. Okay, there you go. It is just a standard gear pouch, and $9.99 is a pretty standard price for something like this. Just to show some of the other stuff, here's a UV5R radio. You know what? And it's actually just easier to move the antenna than. Now, unfortunately, you'd have to retie this. There's no strap or anything to change how secure this gets. But, I mean, you could do that. It fits. Old aluminum type magazine. Looks like there's actually possibly room for 2 in there. So let's just slip a Magpul one in there with it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's not room for 2. Is there? Well, if you really work it, yeah. Yeah. There is room for 2 magazines. I brought the 40 rounder over just to see. And maybe. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to. You know, it's a multi-use pouch, but you are a little limited in terms of what you can do without retying this. There are some where you can very easily strap it down and have the adjustment done that way. Construction feels all right, but I don't know. It's nothing you couldn't get off of Amazon for the same price with another couple nifty features. It's not bad. I'm just gonna put it in meh. Yeah. We'll meh this one. Okay. Next, Southern Survival Screw Gate Climbing Carabiners. Wow, they're, you know, they're even naming their own everything, I guess. Well, of course they are, because why wouldn't they? So let's... Now, not like a huge climber, right? But I do know that there's a difference between just D-clips and the screw gate ones that you can close up for added security. What is the price on these? $22.99 for 2 of them. It's not bad. If you're really into climbing, it's pretty good. Very lightweight. I mean, guess you'd get the same thing at REI or anywhere else. And they've got certified ratings. I think they're just really trying to throw an assortment of stuff in there. I guess these would be, like, if you know how to use them, they'd be pretty good. 25 newtons, approximately 5,500 pounds of the 1750, pounds of force. It's not, I mean, they feel like good quality things, but if you don't go climbing and you don't know how to properly, support weight, lock off a line and all that stuff, they just become hanging gear off of a garage wall or stuff like that. The thing is, they feel really well made. Military-wise, people ask, like, why do you always bring up your military service? Because that's my basis of comparison for stuff. For most cases, when we use gear like this feels comparable to the equipment that we used. It feels good. So, surprisingly, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it has Southern Survival on it, you're going to hate it. Well, I hate that it has Southern Survival on it, but the gear itself feels very well made. And, looking at it, I don't see any flaws in the coating. I don't see any signs of stress cracks or anything in the aluminum. I'd say it's just as good as something you'd get at REI, and honestly, probably a little bit cheaper, because $22.99 for two of them, that's not bad. Believe it or don't, I'm going to put these in I Like It, because if you get in a situation where you need these, they're going to probably do pretty well for you. I didn't think I'd like them either, but I'll never forget the time I got screamed at on the rappelling tower for calling the rope pink, because there is no such thing as pink on a Green Berets rappelling tower. It is peach. Lesson learned. Master Sergeant Tom Crusay, Master Instructor, also called me a communist. A commie pinko bedwetter is what he called me. And that's not the same incident as when he yelled, "Belay man, do not answer him. There is no such thing as pink on a Green Berets rappelling tower. That rope is peach." When I yelled, "Ready, rappel, pink." I can't remember why I was... Oh! Because I didn't form a perfect L before actually going down the wall. Yeah, that's why I was a commie pinko bedwetter. Fun stories. Okay, let's look at Hot Snot Fire Starter. Hot Snot Fire Lube in a tube. That almost sounds like it could be a sex toy. I have not seen this. Any fire starter that works well, I'm in favor of. $12.95. Now, wow, that's a lot of it too. Nice. See warning label. I bet it's like caution flammable. Check it out, guys. The fire starter is flammable. That's what we want to see. That's a good warning label. Okay, cool. Now, Steve has he's sent me a message that says, listen, you can test stuff out. You don't have to be gingerly careful with all this stuff. So this is something that before I send this back, or maybe I'll send, the rest, because I have the other box for him to send too. Smells weird. You guys know I'm a smeller of things. Look at it. It's green. It's soaking wet outside right now. But you know what? There is going to be a follow-up video, and we're going to test this stuff out, both with match and with ferro rod, just a little bit. I don't want to use too much of his hot snot, but I definitely want to see how this works. And the intense heat will ignite even damp wood. Perfect. We're definitely going to try this out. So, right now I'm tempted to say that $12.95 for this much fire starting snot is good. I have to decide tomorrow how I feel about it when I try it out. I definitely want to try it out. Does it say what's in it? It doesn't say what's in it, and I'm not surprised that they're not going to say. But instant fire starting without kindling. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, we're going to reserve this for the follow-up test where we see just how snotty the hot snot can be. But I like it in theory, so we'll put her off to the side there. And then the last thing in the basic box, which I don't like, and I know some people are going to really like it, Kit Fox Design Group Southern Survival 6x6 patch. They stress that it's a female-owned USA company, and that's cool. But like, what does this say? What is this for? It's thank God it's free, because if they, it's a $12.99 value. Great. It is a highly detailed PVC patch. That's awesome. But like, I would give this to one of the kids and be like, here's a patch you can have. As patches go, you've got tread on the tire, you've got every single line and crevice on this truck. It's awesome. Well done. Amazingly well done. But I mean, what is it about? And I'm sure there are people that love this, that are like super happy to put it on something and are like, I happen to own a 6x6 SUV from the late 70s, early 80s Jeep line. This speaks about me. And the rest of us are like, well, thank God it's free. I'm not going to put it in don't like it because it's free. It's a free thing. You got something for free. But at the same time, they want you to know it's a $12.99 value. What else could they put in this box with a $12.99 value instead of this free PVC patch that I'm willing to bet? I would bet some stuff that most people, this is going to sit in a drawer or on a desk and they're not going to do anything with it. So I'm going to put it in limbo. That's everything we've got in the basic box, guys. That's it. And this box is kind of reaffirming why I canceled on Battlebox. Okay. We've got another Southern Survival branded item. Woohoo! It's a 5-liter, which does definitely sound much bigger than 1.3 gallon. It's a 1-gallon can. It's a mil-spec. No, it's not. It's not. Because the military doesn't have 1.3 gallon cans. It is not mil-spec. You can say mil-spec about anything. What is a mil-spec 1-gallon can? Fuck you guys. 5-liter. Alright. Show me the military specifications that you looked at and designed your 1.3 gallon can. Every gas can that I've ever seen, every jerry can I've ever seen, touched, watched anyone else use in the military has been. Why do I always reference my military service? Because jackholes that want to sell you crap do shit like this. Mil-spec jerry can. No, it's a mil-spec can is a 5-gallon can. It is not, and guess what? They're not made of metal. They haven't been made of metal since Korea. They're made of polymer. They're made of plastic now. Because it saves you so much weight. 5 gallons, lugging 5 gallons of diesel, which is mainly what we put in it, sometimes JP8, sometimes MoGas, and MoGas is a really interesting thing. You can look that up. It's heavy. It is heavy when you're already tired, when you're in the middle of the day and you've got to go to a fuel point and fill it up from a Bowser or a bladder or just a big old fuel truck that you've swapped the markings on and it says water so the bad guys don't shoot at it, and you put water in your big trailer that says MoGas. Anyway, and then you got to haul it back to whatever vehicle. There's nothing mil-spec about this. Not at all. So you pull your little pin and you open it and then you pour it out. There's nothing about this that is mil-spec. It looks nice. It looks pretty. And for those occasions where you need 1.3 gallons of gasoline, like for the lawnmower, honestly, I'd use it. A $70 gas can, though, I can go to Walmart and I can get one that holds 2 whole gallons. And for like 20 bucks, what this has that you can't get at Walmart anymore is it doesn't have one of those stupid safety locks where you have to like need 4 hands to like pour it, hold it, pull the safety lock back. I appreciate that this doesn't have that. That's awesome. And then you can put this pouring spout on there and lock it on, which doesn't really hold super secure, but you know, you've got that. And I appreciate the fact that it has that, which is nice. Because then you just need the one hand to hold the can and pour it into the lawnmower. Unlike, you know, have you guys bought like an actual gas can lately? You can't get one that you don't need like one hand to hold it up, one hand to like hold the nozzle in, one hand to pull a switch and pull back and push down, and it's crazy. Like somewhere along the lines, human beings became idiots that don't know how to pour gas into a lawnmower or a car or anything. So this is interesting. Absolutely not worth 70 bucks. I don't care if it's made of metal. Guess what metal does that plastic never does? Metal gets dinged, dented, chips off the paint, and can rust. You know, plastic never does that to you. It's more, I think, more of a novelty to have a metal gas can these days than anything else. And you're adding unneeded weight. So I've never had a gas can need a special lock, a pin lock, to prevent it from accidentally spilling. I don't know. Maybe I'm special. But I'm willing to bet that there are many people just as intelligent as me that can manage to not spill their gasoline without the extra step of pulling a pin. $70, $69.99. I absolutely do not like this. They lost me the minute they pulled that old advertising mil-spec bullshit. This goes in the don't like it. Don't like it. I don't like you and your donkey dick. Donkey dick is a real military term, by the way. So that's the whole advance box. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's your whole advance box. I don't like the whole advance box. Let's move on to the Pro Box. Oh. The Raptor Razor mono knife for $99.99. I have a lot of respect for Velociraptors, so I'm hoping this will work out well. We have this thing. We have this thing. We got that. And we've got... Oh, are these disposable? There's a do not eat in there. Big Game Skinner and Mono. This knife should not be handled, assembled, or used without first reading all the enclosed instructions. And you've got not one, but two... Oh, I thought that was 2 stickers. Well, there's a sticker. And then you've got a 35% off code if you want to use this thing. Well, there are some instructions. So you've got a blaze camo holder there. Now, there's also some other pieces that they stick in here. There's a 5-inch mono. There's a mono saw blade. And there's another, off. I'm going to open one of these since there are multiple of these. There's only one 5-inch mono. And it doesn't seem that we have the other housings. We just have this one. So I guess you can buy Am I missing something? I don't know. I don't see all this other stuff. Let's see that end cap. I'm looking for the compass end cap. Is that also an extra thing? I give you 2 extra screws in case you lose these. And now, so I get it. So this says housing A, housing B because you can get different, you can order different housings. I'm assuming that's what that is. And this is actually a pretty rugged, sturdy little piece of surgical steel here. Hopefully there'll be something in here that tells us exactly what the steel type is. We drop our screws in. Now I'm thinking maybe they gave us the instructions for, is this the, there we go. See, now they told me flat out, they were like, don't mess with it till you thoroughly read the instructions, and I didn't do it. So here is the housing for this, but we still didn't get all this stuff. So I don't know what it is. So there's the big game Skinner and the mono. We have the mono. We still did not get the compass end cap or the, you know, all these different cool bits. So I don't know where that is. But now you've got this guy, which would make a nice, you know, this is off center just a little bit. I can't live like that. Can't live my life off center. I need to square it up exactly. All right. So you've got this thing that skins. I keep getting echoes into the fuel can. Okay. You've got a Skinner, which has removable, replaceable blades, which they should be. I mean, fundamentally, razor sharp. Yes. Oh, beauty. Love it. Love it. And this little, it's basically, I mean, what it is it's a Skinner scalpel, right? How much is it? It's $99. It's almost $99.99, almost $100. I don't know if I feel like it's worth that. Does it tell us at all, you know, what kind of steel this is made of? Can we put it back in for, like, traveling? It came in this in the first place. There we go. And then it locks in right there. I feel like this is so tight you'd rub off this. It's got a rubbery kind of coating. But I feel like I want to know what kind of steel this stuff is. And then it's got, you know, some instructions for how to skin and things like that. I don't know. By purchasing this product, basically you're responsible for any dumb assery that you do with it. I'd be willing to give this a try. You know, oh, it's made of the housing is made of 6061 T6 grade aluminum. I don't see anything about the steel of the blades. I'm going to assume it's some kind of surgical steel, though. And then, you know, Battlbox also gives you, you know, the saw, the 5-inch blade, and then inside you got some extra screws. You've got the end cap. Oh, and I forgot. You can also use this as your Raptor handle. And then, but if you do this, I feel like you have to make dinosaur noises as you go. Like you have to walk around going, "Rah! You know, as you Raptor things. And I feel like this also would make this sort of a self-defense tool, because I don't know how much skinning you would do holding it like this, but very interesting. Very interesting tool. I would be, you know, since there's a 35% off code, I'd be very interested in getting one of these for myself and just checking it out. So this is, like I said, very interesting. I don't know where to put it right now between like it or don't like it. I think it has potential as a tool. I think at the price that they're listing it as, I think that's it's pretty excessive. I mean, like I said, $100 for what is essentially a big old scalpel. I really have to think about how I feel about that. So I don't know where I would put this thing. I really need to figure that out. I'm going to put it in the meh pile, just based on the price. But I've spent enough about it. Let's move to the Pro Plus. It's the last thing we have, which used to be called the knife of the month, but you know they so often lately don't give you an actual knife that they just call it the Pro Plus. Revolt. We got a Revolt last month, and now we've got a fixed blade. It's the Revolt Remove. So you remove, I'm guessing, something from the middle, and you've got some tools there. It has an MSRP of $119.99, and again, other people point this out. We used to get knives of the month with MSRPs of like $250, and you know now we just don't. Not only do we get so much fewer items, but we get the value is just so much lower. So Revolt is kind of a new brand on the market there. And from what I see here, it looks like it's got a very comfortable feel. So we've got a Kydex sheath that is very locked in. Nice thumb rest. Just when I'm talking good about it. So I don't like the way it splits like that, but you know, it comes out pretty nice. G10 handle, which, so you've got these bright green liners. You've got red and black G10, contoured very well. I maybe would think about, if it was mine, taking a Dremel and just easing down these edges where the screws go in just a little bit, because they can catch your hand and not in a friendly way. But the overall contouring is very comfortable. That jimping rises just above just a little bit, so you really can get a nice grip on it. Beautiful blade grind. You've got your guide lines on both your flats and your primary bevel there, and the swedge. Weight and balance feels really, really good. I really like it. They just lost me completely. See that blade steel there? 7CR17. Yeah, we've got everything except the weight. I'll have to put that in, but over $100 for a 7CR steel-bladed knife? Are you kidding? That's ridiculous. I was on my way to really liking this thing. So 7CR steel is not the worst, but it's certainly not worth $100. I don't care what kind of innovation they put into this thing. It is fairly corrosion resistant, but it is not going to hold an edge very well while you're out and about in the situations you would use a fixed blade knife for this. Not at all. It's not that kind of steel. It's Chinese alphabet steel. It's not even the equivalent of AUS 8. It's not even up there. 8CR13, 9CR13 are steps above this steel, and even they would be not enough to justify a price of $119. Not at all. It's finished very well, but you know, that's the thing about this relatively light kind of steel. You can sharpen it to a great razor's edge. It's probably not going to hold that edge after a lot of hard use or anything like that. Let's see about getting these internal things in the backspacer out. So to remove the gut hook, simply pull back on the groove jimping with your thumb until it releases from the detent. So it should just slide out. Okay, it did that. And now what do we have going on here? So this is a gut hook / line cutter. I believe this is also a bottle opener in there. And you got, well, you definitely feel that, but you've got some little grooves for your fingers going in. I don't have any cord on me, guys. I got nothing on me to test out this gut hook appropriately. That's not bad. I mean, I wasn't expecting that to cut so smoothly. We've got that. You can use the knife with that out. You really don't feel that at all. I see why the value of the knife is so low, but I also don't see why the value is so high. This just should not. It's got, see the little ball detents in there that snap into there. It just should not be $120 for this quality of steel. I mean, you've got great craftsmanship going on with the handle and everything, but that steel is killing me. It really is. It is a comfortable knife, though. I wouldn't expect to pay more than, say, $50 at the highest end, $60 for this knife. But not bad. I mean, not bad. I would, again, except for the price, I would like this knife. I'd like to try it out, and I'm gonna, ask Steve if I can hold on to this too, and do, an actual, if they really want to charge you that much, I'd like to do a hard use test on this knife and see really how far we can take this blade. I think comfort wise, it's gonna be great. Big hand friendly. It sure does have a nice look to it, but I think obviously Battlbox made a deal with Revolt knives, and they got their hands on some, and that's what we've got going on here. I don't like the fact that the Kydex, they don't do their Kydex very well. It shouldn't be made to split like this to get in and out, and I'm afraid. Wow, the plunge line holds it up getting back in. There we go. But it does have good retention. So this is another one where I'm going to reserve judgment for later. So there we go. That is everything. That is the box. So there you go. What do you guys think? I'm not impressed at all. We've got the tactical with the world's biggest air quotes around the tactical fire extinguisher. We've got the D-rings with a little lock and like it. We've got the Raptor, the mono, in meh because I think it's really grossly overpriced, along with the Battlbox brand pouch that is, too universals for its own good. We've got this mil-spec that's not mil-spec at all gas can, also way overpriced in the don't like it. We've got the free patch, free hat. I don't know what anybody would actually do with this. And, then we've got our two items that we need to follow up on. We've got the hot snot that I actually have high hopes for. And then we've got the grossly overpriced Revolt knife of the month. I just don't even have the energy to be as disappointed as I want to be. But so what do you guys have? Folks that have already opened their own box or are looking for their own box to arrive, what do you think? People that just watch the video for the entertainment of seeing what's in the box, what do you think? I'm curious. I want, you know what I really want? I want Battlbox to make me regret canceling my subscription. I want to open a box and I want to look at every item and be like, damn it, I wish this was my box. I don't want to be happy to send this stuff off to Steve. I want to regret having, I want to wish I didn't have to send this stuff to someone else. That's what I really want, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, anyway, guys, please share your feelings with the group, and I'm gonna hope for some slightly drier weather tomorrow, so we can get outside and do these. And with Steve's permission, of course, to hold on to them for an extra couple days, because I want to get this and the other Battlbox shipped off tomorrow. So, anyway. As always, it's been fun. You guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will, of course, be back real soon.